The Naked DJs podcast, are they really naked? We know they expose themselves every day just so they can bring you the best of music. They like to stick it out there for everyone to hear. You can hear their podcast on Anchor.fm, YouTube, and any of your favorite podcast platforms. Welcome to the Living the Dream podcast with Curveball. If you believe, you can achieve. Welcome to the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, a show where I interview guests that teach, motivate, and inspire. And we definitely got a story of inspiration today because I am joined by Sarah Kephart and Dale Smalls. They are the runners of the Envision Arts Gallery program. For those of you who don't know who Envision is, it's a company based in Wichita, Kansas that employs blind and visually impaired people. It's a great company. I work there, but we have several programs and our arts program is one of them. And the art program allows people who are blind to be able to do art just like their sighted counterpoints. People can sell their arts. We now have an art showing to where the public can even come see it now. So I'm going to let them tell you guys more about it. So Sarah and Dale, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
Why don't you guys each give a brief description about yourself, your experience with art, and anything else you want people to know?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Curtis, for this opportunity. My name is Sarah Kephart, and I am the Envision Arts Program Manager and have been running the Envision Arts Art Studio for 10 years and have been championing accessibility in art for students that are blind, visually impaired, and those that have intellectual and developmental disabilities of all ages, and have been exhibiting their work locally, regionally, and on a national scale. And I am so excited to introduce Dale Small, who has been the Envision Arts assistant for about a year and a half, and who is now the full-time Envision Arts Gallery coordinator.
Yeah, Curtis, thank you for this opportunity. This is awesome. This is my first podcast, so this feels really cool. Yeah, I have kind of an interesting background as an artist. I am a practicing artist, but I would refer to myself, I guess, as an arts organizer in some type of way. During my time as an art student at Wichita State University, I had many invaluable opportunities to numerous organizations throughout Wichita, such as the Horizontes Project, the North End Urban Arts Festival, Down to the Wire, WSU Shift Space Gallery, and Harvester Arts. And that covered really everything from filmmaking to craft projects, parades, and even the creation of the largest mural in the world. But all of that, I was lucky to be working alongside a lot of individuals who had this really exciting care and passion for making sure that the arts was accessible for everyone. And that is one thing that really led me to working here at Envision and kind of putting together this crazy idea of opening an art gallery. And now it's real.
Well, it definitely is real, but what made you guys want to, it's one thing to be an artist, but what made you guys want to put your focuses on accessibility for blind and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities? That's a special field.
I think for me, as an artist, I know that the art world is largely inaccessible to people. Even someone like me who might have more access and privilege to be a part of the art world, even in most of the time that a lot of the things that I've been able to do were things that I either created with my friends or with other individuals who were also struggling to find opportunities as an artist. So that was kind of where I first noticed this issue with accessing art in a way that everyone could really be involved. And, there are certain caveats to all of that, because I feel like, accessing the art world is one thing, knowing all these protocols of being an artist, knowing the right people to get your foot in the door. But accessibility in the arts is, kind of more than accessing this kind of conceptual space. It's real, it's people with bodies and minds, and kind of prompted this question to me of, what happens if you can't even get your foot in the door in the first place? What if you happen to have a disability? What if you're blind or visually impaired? What if you're in a wheelchair? What if you're neurodivergent? There are all these things that were really barriers. And for me, the Envision Arts Gallery is an opportunity to talk about those barriers, to break them down, to do something different.
Yeah, so I'll add to that. Over the last 10 years, I have been working very hard to try to provide these opportunities and establish gallery spaces for my students to exhibit their work, applying to different competitions around the country. And I have had to be really creative in finding kind of these alternative spaces where individuals, maybe it's their business or organization, has, just kind of taken a risk and to exhibit this work that's being produced in our art studio, and just being able to recognize and honor the quality and the stories that these people have to share. And so I came up with a strategic business plan back in July of 2021, just really set out to launch the Envision Arts Gallery and Community Engagement Center as a way to empower artists and audiences who are blind, visually impaired, and disabled, to provide them a safe and supportive platform to exhibit, perform, and engage our community with various different educational programming. So I really, over the years, have just seen this gap, and in our community of places and spaces to exhibit this work. And I really find that by creating this inclusive, accessible, diverse, equality space is going to promote a culture of health and wellness and unity in our community, and make it more vibrant and exciting to be engaged and a part of.
Well, kind of give us an overview of the Envision Art program. How is it accessible, and what are some of the things that you do for the blind and the intellectual and developmental disability people to make it to where they can do whatever it is they need to do, and talk about some of the good projects that people have created down there?
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the studio program, how it's set up and developed, and then I will pass that over to Dale to really share in this collective vision of our first exhibition in the Envision Arts Gallery that is located in the historic Union Station in downtown Wichita, Kansas, in a very visible, high traffic area. So the Envision Arts program works and serves people of all ages, from 0 to senior citizens. We have an early child development center, where I get to work with infants and toddlers, really exploring multimodal and multisensory art history and art design and creative expression through tactile art experiences, movement, sound, and then I run an after-school art program where we work closely with the USD 259 public school system here in Wichita, Kansas, where we provide transportation for all the children in this school system to come to Envision and really give them access to explore their creative ideas, perspectives, imaginations through a variety of tactile materials, whether it's clay or wood, maybe textiles, and maybe something that they're really not getting in the regular school system. And then we have adult day programming for individuals every Tuesday and Thursday. And this is really an open art studio where people come with different ideas and that maybe a background in art, or maybe they don't have any background in art, but they're looking for a way to improve their quality of life, increase independence, and improve that psychosocial health through that kind of support system. And then we work with this really special group called Pride, and it's an adult day program for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And they too get to explore all mediums of expression and really kind of I've adapted the space to be safe, to be a place where they can independently create work. And I just have met these people where they are. I really get to know them, you know, what their skills are, what maybe they want to explore, and really try to just work with each one of them individually to really tap into that inner creative spirit and voice and just give them space and access to do that. So then Dale can share a little bit about this amazing exhibition that he played a key role in at the opening of the Envision Arts Gallery.
So when we were starting to formulate, you know, what we were going to do for our first exhibition in the art gallery, I really wanted to make sure that we were taking this, you know, first step into really telling the stories of everyone involved, not just in Envision as a whole, but especially those in the Envision Arts program. And I had kind of formulated these ideas about, you know, like who makes up the program of Envision Arts, you know, and we wrote this statement and says, you know, we are blind, we are visually impaired, we have low vision, we are disabled, we are women, we are men, we are elders, we are children, we are Black, we are Indigenous, we are Asian, we are Latinx, we are queer, we are immigrants, we are American, we are resilient, we are your neighbors, we are a community. And really thinking about this idea of community. What does community look like? And so the exhibition was designed to showcase portraits of those in the Envision Arts program, every individual from those in the Early Childhood Development Center to those in Pride, to those in our adult art program, and using this as an opportunity to highlight each of their stories and their success, with the hopes that those who come in to the art gallery can experience these individuals and their stories as a source of inspiration. In addition to the portraits, as well as artwork from each of those individuals, we created a community portrait wall, which is located in the Patricia A. Peer Window Gallery. And this is seen from the street. So, you know, people who walk by every day, or when you first walk into the art gallery, this is the first piece of the gallery that you get to experience. And this space works in tandem with the portraits of all of the participants of Envision Arts. So when we had our grand opening, we worked with an organization called Lamp House Photography Company, and they set up a photo booth for us. And during the night of our grand opening, guests were invited to come in and to have their portrait taken so it could be printed out and put onto the wall. And as the night went on, all of these portraits started to amass on the wall. And after the opening event, we have always had a small Polaroid camera available so anyone who comes in can take their photograph and put it up on the wall and become a part of the community and show themselves as a part of our community as well. So this was a moment for the promotion of visibility and who people are, our identities, because these things make up our experiences and everything we do in terms of how we navigate the world. And I think this was a really important moment to, they may just be pictures of people smiling and laughing and being happy, but it's really a vision for what our community looks like and who people are in our community. Additionally, in the space, we created a wall kind of inspired by the 6 dots of Braille, and we invited the community to, answer this question: envision blank, envision what? You envision the Envision Arts Gallery as being a place for music, for dance, for performance, for more art, for community events, for conversations, whatever. So over the past 2.5 months or so since we've opened, we have probably had close to 140 people or so add a very creative piece of artwork to the wall. Some people did answer the question of, what they envisioned, but many people just created and shared in a type of raw, very quick and exciting way. And so as we move into the future, we will continue this type of engaging programming. So every exhibition that we have planned for the year, there will always be this type of activity or engagement for the community to be a part of the art gallery space. Whether or not anyone ever thinks of themselves as an artist, they're having the opportunity to be involved in the conversation around what's happening with a certain exhibition, whether that is, paintings or ceramics or poetry. There's constant engagement for the community to be involved in a form of expressive art.
Well, tell us about when the next exhibition is going to be coming up for the Envision Arts Gallery, and how do people get to it that are local? And if anybody is outside of the Wichita area and they want to check it out, give us a website if you got one.
Yeah. So our next exhibition will be 2 solo exhibitions featuring the artwork of Erica Johnson and Tomio Tajiri. Erica's exhibition is called Memory of Waves. It's inspired by her memory of the ocean. And she says that prior to her visual, has this memory of the waves. And, the ocean is unpredictable, but the ocean also carries us to new beginnings and opportunities. Tomio Tajiri's exhibition is called Fusion. This is a type of retrospective exhibition spanning over 10 years of her experiences and working as an artist. And this exhibition will feature ceramic, washi paper installations, and more. The main overarching title of this exhibition is called Where the Sky Touches the Sea. Where the Sky Touches the Sea will open on Friday, April 1st, on First Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Envision Arts Gallery. That's located at 801 East Douglas Avenue, Suite 106 in Wichita, Kansas. This exhibition will run from April 1st to May 27th. For those that want to find out more about this exhibition, feel free to visit at the Envision Arts Gallery website, which is www.envisionartsgallery.com. or you're also welcome to find us on Facebook at Envision Arts Gallery, and we are also on Instagram at Envision Arts Gallery as well.
Well, that is perfect. I cannot wait for that exhibit. Now, I also heard that you guys kind of have some tactile stuff even on the floor in the Envision Arts Gallery. So can you kind of tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah. So we first tested out this almost seemed kind of strange and silly at first, but it's actually quite functional. So downstairs in the Envision Arts studio, we first tested out just using duct tape and cord to make a type of grid on the floor. So the tape, just as it is in the art studio, in the art gallery, there is tape, white tape with a cord underneath it that kind of maps out the gallery for those that are total blind and use a cane to track the cord under the tape. And for those that have low vision, the white tape is enough contrast on the floor to help guide them around. So that way, as they're kind of navigating the space, they'll be able to feel a more raised area to signal whether or not they're in front of an art piece. And we aligned kind of these more raised areas with this grid system to allow people to know maybe where a Braille placard is so that they can read a description about a piece of artwork. Also in the art gallery, we did design a few little elements on the walls by painting lines in different colors to signal to those who do have low vision to have enough kind of contrast on the wall as well to kind of signal, oh, the end of the wall is here, or maybe the bathroom is here, or the front door is here. What we're doing is still fairly simple, and we would love to be able to expand upon this in the future with things that maybe might be more tactile and more substantial for those that are blind and visually impaired. But we have gotten a lot of comments so far about how helpful it actually is in terms of being able to navigate the space safely and in a way that promotes good engagement with what's happening in the gallery.
Well, can people go to the Envision Arts Gallery website if they would like to purchase some of this great work that the blind and all the artists do in the gallery, the studio?
I will say we have not yet launched a type of e-commerce platform for individuals that would like to purchase items online, but your question and comment for it is good motivation to make it happen sometime soon.
However, individuals can purchase artwork and merchandise during our open gallery hours and our special events. And all of the art sales, 70% of the money goes directly back to the artist. And then 30% goes back into our program to help with overhead and materials and things like that. So there is a direct support for these artists, which is really such an empowering and inspirational moment with each sale, knowing that this money is going to support an artist that is visually impaired.
Absolutely. Can you guys close us out with some final thoughts or anything that I might have left out that you guys would like to touch on?
Well, moving forward, we really want to encourage integration and collaborations between other established and emerging artists. We would like to work with people in other sectors, such as science, health, technology, community, social development. We really believe these partnerships will foster innovation and ignite change in the field of accessibility and inclusivity. And we are really just opening this window and door of opportunity for anybody listening today, or if you may know somebody that you could share this podcast with that has been looking for a place so unique and so accessible, like the Envision Arts Gallery and Community Engagement Center, to exhibit or perform. We are currently looking for artists and, signing contracts and looking forward to these exhibitions in the future. And we have an exciting call out to our community and region for a group exhibition. And I will let Dale share a little bit about that before we go today. But Curtis, thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, Curtis, yes. Thank you. I'll just end on what Sarah was talking about with an exciting opportunity that we will be releasing more information about here in the next few weeks. But this will be an exhibition titled Senses. This is a call for entry exhibition. So we're asking anyone that has a disability, that is creative, has artwork that they create, whether it's paintings, drawings, poetry, performance, video art, truly anything, to make a submission once we release the details for the submission process. And that exhibition will start on June 3rd, and it will run until August 26th. And this, again, is titled Senses. And this exhibition is really inspired around the senses, all of the senses, not just vision, but, smell, taste, touch, audio, all of the different senses.
Well, I
will say, real quick. Yeah. So, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and visit us on our website at envisionartsgallery.com for more information and incredible updates on all the exciting.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to thank you guys for being on and tell you guys to check out the Envision Arts Gallery. If you're local, drop on by when they're open. And if you're national or across the world, check out the website, follow them on Instagram, and hopefully they will create that e-commerce site. And we can all start purchasing the great work of these artists. Sarah Kephart and Dale Smalls, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
For more information on the Living the Dream podcast, visit www.djcurveball.com. Until next time, stay focused on living the dream.